So what I'm looking for is a nice upright finish position. I have a terrible habit of doing this at the finish, which is just not what I'm looking for and something that I'm working on a lot. But we want a nice upright finish position, okay? So that means chest up, shoulders back a little bit, arms out. We'll work on, where all the arms and the hands and everything are, but for today in particular, we're looking for gross body movements, okay? So big motions, whatever it happens to be. So we come to the finish. The next thing that's going to happen is the arms are going to weigh. We're doing a segmented recovery here, which means arms, then body, then legs, okay? So it's not all one motion. It's kind of in little pieces. They will end up blending together as you get more and more proficient, but we really want to think about each one individually. There's a lot of good reasons for that. Again, look at the document, but primarily it's to set that lower back a little bit better, to make sure that that's in a good position so that you can take the load of the legs, okay? So we're gonna get the finish. We're gonna let the hands drop a little bit and let the hands come away. One thing that I would like to see on the erg is instead of just coming straight out, which puts a lot of tension on your shoulder muscles, we're gonna have the hands drop just a little bit, okay? So just let them relax. You don't need to hold any tension through there. Does that make sense? After that, we're gonna let the body pivot forward. We wanna keep that lower back tight, okay? So I don't so much care about the upper back. If you have a little bit of curl in your upper back, it's okay. We like to keep the chest up as much as possible, but it's in particular the lower back that we're concerned about. And again, that's injury prevention and power application. If we can load up the hamstrings and the glutes at this point, then we're in much better position to apply power with them as we're going back through the stroke. Does that make sense? So then we're gonna come up the slide and take the stroke. The rhythm is going to look something like this. So you can see there's a little hesitation at that finish, okay? So it's not an awful lot. It's not like we're getting there and holding it for a long time, okay? It's just a little hesitation, letting those hands come away, letting the body come over, and letting the slide come up. Now in particular, it's a little bit hard to demonstrate on the erg, but on the slide, we are not slowing down into the catch, okay? So that was another thing that you were probably taught with the old quick hands away style, is it was required for you to really slow yourself down as you came into the catch. Now, we're not accelerating into the catch either. We're maintaining speed, okay? Now, that is the fastest way to row, because you're matching boat speed, you're matching the water speed, the boat speed with your body. It actually provides an additional acceleration moment as you're coming around that position, because the body weighs more than the boat does. So by moving forward, you're actually accelerating the boat backwards relative to you. But in particular, we're looking to maintain one constant velocity the entire time. So this will take some load off your hamstrings, which is always good, right? This will make it so that you don't have to worry about when everyone else in the boat is trying to slow down at the catch. We're just not doing it. So that's not something you have to time up together. Does that make sense to everyone?
What about the famous ratio?
So ratio is going to be dictated in a similar way. So ratio is just the time on the recovery versus the time during the drive, right? Now, one thing that you're going to find is that with this pause at the finish, or this micro pause at the finish, is that takes up a little bit of time. And that's necessary at these lower rates, right? If you were just going back and forth without any pausing or slowing down anywhere, you're probably going at like a 24, 26. Like that's just kind of default rate if you just put someone in a boat and just say go. Now, we don't want to be rowing at a 24, 26. That sucks for long periods of time. So we're going to make sure that we're bringing that rate down, and we're going to do that in two ways. The first one is we're going to be holding that finish for just a little bit, so that uses up a little bit of time. And then the second one is going to be segmenting that recovery, making sure those hands come away, then the bodies, then the legs come up. So there's only so much you can do to change ratio through the water. If you get a good catch and a good finish, your time through the water is constant at a given power level. So if you put out, let's say 200 watts, right? And you are getting the same catch and finish angle, and the boat speed is the same, then the time in the water has to be the same. You can't go through the water faster without making it inefficient. So that would be like moving water out of the way or something like that. So in that sense, we have to do stuff on the recovery in order to get the rhythm where we need it to be. Cool? Okay, let's hop on some ergs and we're gonna practice some rhythm.